What is going on, everybody? Voidlego here, back with a brand new episode of Higurashi When They Cry. Last time we were on, we just visited the festival and had some fun with the other club members, but then we learned of Oshiro's curse, which consists of that every day since the murder of the damn foreman, that there has been a murder on the night of the festival. And well, let's see the other murders and these tips. Hojiro couple falling together. Let's have a read of these. For the June 1980 edition. On the afternoon of 2 p.m., office employee and his wife of Hinamizawa village in Shirobon Prefecture disappeared after falling 27 meters from the observatory to the platform in Shikawaka Prefecture. Police and firefighters searched downstream and discovered the body of blank at around 7 p.m. that evening. His wife has yet to be found. The searchers run into difficulties due to the effects of Typhoon Free from the previous day. It appeared a railing at the observatory that the X's leaned on had broken, causing them to fall. The groundskeeping staff was questioned by the police in regards to facility decoration and if part maintenance was performed properly. June 1980. So this is probably June of 1981. From the June 1981, yeah. On the afternoon of X, around 10 p.m. in the district of Hinamizawa village in Shishibon Prefecture, the Shinto priest of the Furu shrine passed away after an existing condition he was recovering from suddenly worsened. Parties close to the deceased said he was suffering from anxiety issues concerning the festival, which was said to be held that day. Also, after Blank's death, his wife, Blank, went missing, leaving behind a farewell note. The police and local youth association continued to search, however, given the presence of a farewell message and the fact that the Onigafuchi Marsh is said to be boundless, they have run into difficulties. And this will be the last one, which places this game's time frame in 1984. Yeah, 1984. If I'm presumed to be correct. It wasn't reported in the newspaper. Really? Okay. The housewife murder wasn't reported in the newspaper? That's interesting. Radio log. Now what's this? What is this? Okiyama PS. Police station. Oshi.
はい、産後了解。それから回転灯はつけないでお願いします。静かで願います。今、先生が到着しました。運びたいそうですがどうしますか？
Doctor's wife.
どうぞ。了解しました。先生に任せてください。はい、了解です。ああ、応援も到着しました。先に写真撮らせた方がいいんじゃないですか？
Photo.
外車もう無駄だと思いますし。
Victim. That was interesting. What the hell was that about? So obviously that was some sort of police officer, and there was some sort of murder or something, or a victim at least. The hell could that mean? Well, let's find out, shall we? Or maybe not. Let's see. Alright, did someone get murdered yesterday?
ケイちゃん、昨日はお疲れ様。
ミヨンこそお疲れさんな。昨日は楽しかったぜ。
そうそう。ケイチくん、本当にありがとね。クマさん。
気に入ってもらえて嬉しいぜ。裁縫針とか刺したりするのに使うなよ。
しないよ、そんなこと。
The only murder was Mr. Bear. No! Anything but Mr. Bear. Still chatting happily, we entered the classroom, but the moment I stepped into the room, a splashing sound and a nasty sensation. It was a bucket filled to the brim with water. And unfortunately, my foot stepped right into it. God damn it!
朝から雑巾がけとは熱心でございますわね。
Shut up, Sadako. Chomp, 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 flip, boof. The fuck just happened?
ケイチさんがデコピンした
That's what you get.
今度はもっと凶悪な罠を仕掛けなさいですよ
Wika, don't encourage her. Saying that, Lena began as soon as Mion looked on in disbelief. Everything was the same as always. Everybody was there and nothing felt out of place. The uncertainties I had in the back of my mind since yesterday had vanished.
どうしたのケイチくん
I'll just think about murders, don't
ひ
worry
ょっ
about
と
it.
して寝不足かな
バッチリ爆睡したよ。なんなら授業中にも実演するぜ。
ダメだよそんなの
School is for losers. Mion alerted us that the teacher was coming, so everyone shuffled off to their seats. Remember, kids, do drugs, don't do school. Oh, what?
皆さんおはようございます
We actually have a portrait for the teacher? Holy shit.
昨日はお祭りでしたね最後まで後片付けに参加した人たちは本当にお疲れ様でした
We were all slackers, so none of us actually helped clean up. Actually, I had a feeling that the only thing we did was run around the festival and cause a ruckus.
さてこの時期にはお祭りの取材で遠くから雑誌なんかの取材の方が見えたりします
I thought it was the usual stuff, so I was going to turn it out, but then I noticed a different tone in her voice and started paying attention.
皆さんが取材を受けることがあるかもしれませんが曖昧なことやいい加減なことは言わないように
Someone did get murdered.
いいですね
Someone did fucking get murdered and we're trying to cover it up. In unison, everyone replied, yes, ma'am. What she said was really vague, but I understood what she was trying to say. After all, this was the 5th year. There were probably lots of third-wave reporters pouring in, hoping something regarding the curse had happened. It did nothing but perpetuate the village's bad image. She was saying, don't spout stupid shit you think is funny. Now I think I was one of the ones who needed to keep their mouths shut. I found it rather cute how I felt a sense of unity from such a trite thing, if I do say so myself. Yeah, it's a pretty bad image for a village. 5th year. Yeah, 1984 it has to be. Wait, okay. So, okay. The damn murder happened in 79. The next murder happened in 80, 81, 82. So, this has to be 83, right? 79. Yeah, this has to be like 1983, the time we're in. And the technology seems to be that of the 80s. I was summoned to the club activities after school. Since everybody was still pretty tired from yesterday, we just spent the day relaxing. Yeah, that wasn't happening. What are you fucking...
今日は本格派の推理ゲームでいこう
Deduction.
こんなのはどうかな
お、海外もののゲームか。
It's a new game we found called Among Us. No!
面白そうだな。
説明書も英語ですけどね
Oh, I can read in English.
ルールはそう難しくはありませんのよ負けないからね僕はこのゲーム苦手じゃないですよ
It's just Clue. It seemed that Lena didn't handle this kind of game very well.
ルールはね事件の犯人と凶器あと犯行現場の3つを当てられた人が勝ち
It is just fucking Clue. God damn it, I got another prediction right. And these were free. There were three kinds of cards comprised of suspects, weapons, and locations. I could see that the names Mion and Wika were wearing on the suspect cards. Oh, a card with my name on it as
凶
well.
器のカードにもいろいろ種類があるな。
We got a noose, a knife,
斧
a
やら
pipe.
ナイフやら毒物やら。
Yeah.
犯行現場のカードも渋いぞ。リビングやら書斎やら中庭やら。
つまりねこれらのカードが1枚ずつ抜かれるのそれが正解のカード
I know how to play Clue,
残った
Mion.
カード
Don't
は
worry
シャッ
about
フ
it.
ルしてみんなで当分互いに手持ちのカードを質問し合って抜かれた正解のカードが何かを探るわけ
Clue is a pretty fun game. I haven't played it in a long time. I see. The third cards nobody has are the true perpetrators.
それで答えが分かったら挙手。ゲームを終了して答えが正しいかを確認。
Man, what was the last time I played a board game? Like, properly. Probably was that Clue game.
外れていればマイナス1ポイント。正解してもしなくてもゲーム終了だからカードは集めて仕切り直しってわけ。
やってみればわかるでございますわ。結構頭を使うでございますわよ。
Gotta use your brain.
メモを取りながらじゃないと混乱しますです。
あとはやって覚えるさ。でミオン、今回の罰ゲームは何だ？
Everyone directed their attention to Mion.
そうだね。じゃあ昨日の疲れも多少あるだろうから今日はソフトに。
Go for it,
みんなからお使いを頼まれてそれを買いに走るってわけ。
Oh, that sucks.
つまりジュースとかお菓子とかを買いに行かされるんだね。今日の罰ゲームは簡単そうな気がしますです。
I wonder, is it really?
やはりケイチさんもそう思いますですの？
ああ、何を買いに行かされるかわからないからな。
I mean, yeah. I'm betting Mion would send out whoever loses the base stuff like hemorrhoid cream or happy family planning manual or other crazy stuff. Hemorrhoid cream. The cards were white we shuffled and passed out to each player. The real perpetrator, the correct weapon, and the scenes of the murder have been taken out, so that means all the cards I have in my hand are innocent cards.
じゃあ1番は部長の私から行くよ。ミオン、ナイフ、書斎。
Pick one suspect, weapon, and murder scene and ask the other players. If you have any of those cards, then you must say I have one. However, you don't need to say which one you have.
あ、俺持ってるぜ。
レナもあるの？僕も持ってますです。
Okay, so there goes that possibility.
完全な同志ですわね。
Three people answered when she said if they had Mion, knife, and study. So that means that Mion and knife and study are on career. Got to jot that down.
じゃあレナはね、レナ、オノ、ラウンジだよ。
Only two people said they had one. So it means out of Renner, Axe, and Wout, one of them is correct and is part of the crime. Ooh, what could it be? No, wait, even if they said they had one, don't they? They don't have to say how many. It's possible that either Sadako or Rika-chan has two of the cards.
じゃあ次はケイちゃんだね。どうぞ。
待ってくれよ。まだ整理中。
The game has me thinking more than I thought. Oh man, this feels like it's going to be tough. Oh, the classic case of whodunit.
よっしゃ、犯人確定。
何？も
Here I am spinning around in circles and Mion just now raises her hand.
犯人はリカちゃん。凶器は毒物で、犯行現場は医務室。どう？
Mion drew the cards from the box and we checked to see if her deduction was right.
正解だね。
No fucking way.
あと一手だったですのに。毒物かピストルかわからなかったでございます。
Fucking cool, man.
ピストルなんか使わないです。毒物でじわりじわりがいいのです。
Rika, you're adorable, but could you not say those things? Rika-chan said such a hugely terrifying thing with such a sweet little face. Everyone was making a commotion about how they almost had it. Leona and I were left out in the cold, though. No.
ケイチ君はどうだったかな。
I couldn't get any of this shit right,
レナ
man.
は全然。
安心しろ。俺もさっぱりだ。
二人とも何自信ないこと言ってんだか。二人仲良くビリになっちゃうよ。
That's even worse. Going off buying something together as a couple. What if we ended up having to buy the Happy Family Planning Manual?
ケイチはこのゲーム苦手そうな顔してますです。
な、 全然そんなことはないぞ。
I am very good at detective games. I love you very
次でシャーロック前
Tell
原
you
の
that.
実力を見せてやる。
あら、それはいいですわね。徹底的に叩きのめして差し上げますわ。
After that, I managed to somehow grasp the trick behind the game, but I was still always a step or two behind. I saw that Mion was somehow gleaning information from how the others were asking their questions. That level of experience was just too much. The only way I could stage a comeback was if I became ruthless. I tossed out the simple concepts of deduction and switched over to the thought of process needed to win. The important thing isn't to find out the criminal, it's to win at the game. Eureka! Eureka!
あ、ごめん。ちょっとトイレ行ってくるな。
ゆっくりブリブリしておいで。
Thanks, man.
みーちゃん、それ下品。
Why are you blushing, Lena? Had them hold off the game and head down the hall. The air was crisp. It showed just how stagnant the air in the classroom was from our body heat. In the school grounds, some of our classmates were still playing around. After spending some time cooling my head, Lena had made her way over towards me.
ケイチくん、ひょっとしてレナのこと呼んだ？
ああ、読んだ。
As I got up from my seat, I winked over at Lena. I'm glad it
時
worked
間の
out.
無駄なんで担当直入に行く。レナ、お前の今日のゲームの過去の戦績は？
She was taken aback. After a moment, she hesitantly opened her mouth.
全敗だよ。
Well, with the power of teamwork, we may
どうして
be
そん
able
な
to
こ
win.
と聞くんだろう。
I could tell just from how apprehensively she was playing.
このままで行くと俺もそうなる。今日のゲームは大逆転の秘策が思いつかない。
じゃあ今日の罰ゲームはケイチくんと一緒なのかな？
おいおい、早くも負けを受け入れるなよ。
We gotta beat him,
勝ちに
goddammit.
行こうぜ。俺たちで。
でもどうやって？
Whoa, shit. Blow my lips up to Lena's ear. Whisper, 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 whisper.
そんなのありなのかな？
忘れたのかレナ。快速第2条だぞ。
Win by any means
勝つために
necessary.
全ての努力をしよ
The end justifies the means. Lena.
頑張るよ。
Our point of attack was quite a rudimentary one. At the beginning of the game, everyone would be focused on their own hand for a while, taking notes and whatnot. Since our seats were right next to each other, we would veer our hands to each other. If we did it under the desk, then nobody would know. We begin the game with twice as much information as everyone else. Having this much information would mean we needed to investigate less.
う。この
Yeah, it's
作戦
pretty
なら
easy.
他の連中よりも確実なリードを持って開始できる。
これなら今度こそ勝てそうだよ。
We both smirked at each other. If I was the shady businessman, then Lena was the corrupt senator. Pleasure doing business with you, Senator Armstrong.
じゃあ早速戻ろうよ。二人で組んでみんなをあっと言わせちゃおう。
おいおい、二人で一緒に戻っちゃ意味ないだろう。いかにも打ち合わせしてきましたって感じだぞ。
あ、ごめん。じゃあどうしよう。
You should go on
レ
first.
ナは先に戻れ。
Yeah.
俺は洗面所で顔でも洗ってのんびりしてから戻る。
わかったね。
Alright. Lena turned around and headed back to the classroom. I guess I should wait a bit longer before going back. If I went too soon, it wouldn't seem like I went to the bathroom. If Mion and one of them suspected something, then there could be problems. Well, they figured it out sooner or later because both Lena and I would start winning over and over again. Both Lena and I will have earned enough points to avoid being the losers by the time Mion realized what was happening. Excellent. Not bad at all. Oh shit.
前原くん、
Jay.
ちょっといいですか？
Huh? It's the teacher. Man, things were just getting
何
good.
ですか？今ちょっと大事な。
前原くんにお客さんがいらしてますよ。
I guessed.
昇降口へ行ってください。
お客さん？
It wouldn't be Tomiki-san.
俺別にお店なんか開いてないし。
待たせていますよ。 早く行ってきなさい。
Right before my big match was pretty bad timing to have a visitor, but the very fact that someone was here to see me was strange enough to pique my interest. Didn't want to waste any time, so I decided to take care of it quickly. Alright. The entryway was a heavy contrast from the hot sunlight and deep shadows. So, who the hell? Waiting there, looking uncomfortably warm, was a middle-aged man, his tie sloppily loosened, and his jacket tucked underneath his arm.
前原さんですか。
Oh, is this, this voice sounds familiar.
前原圭一さん。
There was no question that he wasn't a resident of Hinamizawa, and that this was without a doubt the first time he had met me. Ever since I met Tomonaki-san, it seemed like I was fated to meet middle-aged men.
そうですよ。どちら様ですか？
私の車エアコンが効いてますからそっちでお話ししましょう。
In the car.
ここ暑くありません？
The man, completely ignoring my question, pointed over to his car parked near the gate and began walking. You've got to be kidding me. I have no intention of going along with some geezer I don't even know. He was asking me to get in his car with him.
だって食いやしません。どうぞどうぞ。
He opened the back door of his car and called me over. I didn't like this old man, but I wanted to know what this was about. Even while knowing that conversations that start out like this have never led to anything good. The inside of his car was pretty cool. Cars with air conditioners were supposed to be a luxury. My dad didn't have one in his car, at least.
冷えすぎだったら言ってくださいよ。私ガンガンに冷やしちゃうたちですから。
で、俺に何の用ですか？
Is this the Otuk man? Out of spite, I decided to ignore his remark in the same way he did to me and start my own line questioning. He pulled out a notepad from his pocket and took out a picture that was stuck between the pages. On it was the face of a pretty goofy-looking guy.
この男性のことでご存知のことがあったら教えてください。
Who the heck is this? Doubt even his close friends would be able to recognize who he was from this expressionless picture that looked like it was taken at the DMV.
シャツにマジックで落書きがありましたね。
What?
前原さんをはじめクラスメート何人かの署名入りでした。
That has to be Tomonaki-san.
え？これ、富武さん？
There was no hint of his usual unreliable and easygoing personality in this photo. It was an expressionless, happy-sweet face.
ではこちらの女性はわかりますか？
Even before seeing it, I had a good idea of who it was.
名前は知りませんけど、昨べ富武さんと一緒にいた女の人です。
She never said her name. I know that for his name, sure. I don't know what her name was, but I did know she was a resident of Hinamizawa.
この二人に最後に会ったのはいつですか？
Was Tomonaki-san murdered? Oh shit, was he murdered? Oh fuck.
渡流しのお祭りの晩、一緒に話をしました。
Oh shit, he got killed, didn't
二人
he?
とも仲良さそうでしたよ。
何か気になったこととかありませんか？何でも結構です。話してください。
Being asked for every little detail is very troubling, honestly. I had a pretty good idea of who this guy was by now.
富武さんたちに何かあったんですか？
Probably detective. There was no response to my inquiry. Thus, I replied to this silence in kind. I was pretty sure, no certain, that this guy was a cop. Then why? Why was he asking about Tomonaki-san? Did something happen to him? More importantly, why me? Shouldn't there have been plenty of other people who knew more about him than I did? The roar of the air conditioner felt unbearably loud. After a long pause, he finally spoke again.
前原さんはまだこちらに越されてきたばかりですよね。ご存知ですかな？例のお社様の話は。
I'm aware. My heart began to race. Pretty terrible at hiding things. Probably showed on my face.
全く知らない？知らないんなら結構なんですがね。
まあ、聞いたことくらいは富武さんに教えてもらったんですけど。
どの辺までご存知ですか？
The dismemberment, killing, the accidental death, the death by illness followed by suicide, and the way he was beaten to death. The incidents that always happened the day of the Wanakagashi, ending in suspicious deaths. I didn't think Tomonaki-san would have kept anything from me. I think that was everything. No, rather, I didn't want to think there was anything more than that.
前原さんはそのタタリとかを信じていますか？率直なところで結構です。
Well, it's a 50-50.
信じてません。
My answer was instant. It wasn't so much that I didn't believe in it as I was on the verge of believing. I wanted to clear away my own doubts. That was the more prominent
本
feeling.
当に？ならよかったです。やっぱり前原さんは都会育ちですね。
信じてなかったら何なんですか？俺、仲間を待たせてるんで、あまり時間取れないんですけど。
その写真の男性は昨晩
Fucking knew
お
it.
亡くなりになりました。
Fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. My mind went blank. Huh? What happened to Tomoniki-san?
よりにもよってね、お亡くなりになられたのが
How
昨
did
日
he
なんですよ。
how did he
つ
die?
まり綿流しの当日。前原さんにはどういう意味があるのかわかりますよね。
意味って、意味なんか。
Not any for the cause of his death or the reasons behind it. The real problem was that he died in the day of the Wanakagashi, meaning this year the curse of Oshiwo Soma had once again.
富武二郎さんがお亡くなりになられたことはまだ内緒です。どうしてかはなんとなくお分かりになりますよね。
Don't want to cause a panic. Didn't want to understand why.
教えてください。一体、何があったんですか？
得意なんですよ。
How?
Hinamizawaの方にはちょっと刺激の強い。
It was a roundabout way of saying it, but it caused me to doubt whether or not I wanted to hear the rest. I would only regret forcing myself to learn of something I shouldn't. Or at least, that's how I figured I would feel if I listened to the rest.
第一発見は祭りの警備を終えて期間中のうちのワゴンでした。
It really was that guy. So his name is Otoke, or something like that. Definitely started with an O.
時刻は24時5分前。
5 till midnight.
場所は町へ出る道路がちょうど舗装道路に変わるところありますよね。坂を下り切ったあたりにあそこの路肩でした。
There were a few streetlights on that road. Its pitch black darkness was only broken by the lights of passing cars and the moon. It was a stroke of luck that Tomoniki-san was spotted collapsing on the shoulder of the road. Tomoniki-san was face down, covered in blood. Blood and muck covered the asphalt.
みんな初めはひき逃げされたものだと思っていました。
Face first, huh?
ですが、意識を確かめるために近づいた警官はすぐに異常に気づきました。喉がね、引き裂かれていたんですよ。
His throat ripped open.
ナイフとか？
いいえ、爪でした。
Nail? What the fuck? Nails? As in fingernails? You mean his neck was clawed food? Oh
検視の
shit.
結果、それも自分の爪でということが判明しました。
No fucking way. His own nails?
え？それってどういうことですか？
There's no way. What? His own fucking nails? So basically it's like he ripped open his own fucking throat? Oh my god. Basically it means it wasn't a murder. It was suicide. Tomoniki-san, whatever was going through his mind, tore open his own throat. Okay, that is a hell of a way to commit suicide, alright? Most suicides are either by jumping off the building or tall bridge or whatever, or a gunshot. Not tearing your own fucking throat. And plus, from all we've seen of Tomoniki-san, he didn't seem depressed or something like that. That fucking thing before that little like monologue before we talked to Tomoniki-san about the Oshiro's curse of like someone having murderous intent. What the hell did that mean? What was that supposed to like implicit? As hard as he could with his own nails, tore through the skin until he started to bleed. And even then, Tomoniki-san didn't stop. He continued clawing, with enough intensity that it could have peeled off his nails, still crawling. Still crawling. Then as his nails reached those vital arteries that you should never damage, he continuously crawling, blood splattered on the ground around him. As he bled, while gasping for breath, he collapsed. His body spasmed, and he died in agony.
薬物を疑いましたが、そういう類のものは検出できませんでした。
Was there nothing in his system? But this, it was a suicide? I've never heard of such a thing. This unnatural way of dying. If this wasn't a mysterious death, then what was? The way he died. In these 5 years, his death most resembled that of a curse. As if to show both myself and Tomaniki-san, who claimed there was no such thing as a curse, that we were wrong.
他にもいくつか不審な点があります。体内分泌物、発汗、脱毛等から富武さんはお亡くなりになる直前、極度の興奮状態だったようなんです。
That was a given. It's hard to believe someone could be in a sound state of mind while calling out their throat.
手の傷と付近に落ちていた角材が一致しました。
Discarded piece of lumber.
周囲の木やガードレールに叩いた後、周
Struck
囲に散乱
trees.
する富武さんの血痕。つまりですね、
Meaning that while tearing at his own throat, he was swinging around a piece of lumber.
体からは本人によらない外傷がいくつか発見されました。
So there was someone else with him.
富武さんは何者かに暴行を受けた可能性があるということです。外傷の部位から見て複数犯の可能性もあります。
To summarize, Tomariki-san was surrounded and attacked. While wandering the night roads in a state of panic, after being cornered, he picked up a piece of lumber and tried fighting back. Somewhere in there, he began madly tearing at his own throat, clawing at it. Then he died. Holy shit.
死亡推定時刻は21時から23時頃のようです。
9 and 11.
つまりお祭りで前原さんが富武さんとお話しして別
Literally
れてからすぐの
right
出来
after.
事なんですよ。
Everyone signed Tomiki-san's shirt, then parted ways. Right after that. Oh yeah, he should have been with a woman. What about
行方
her?
不明です。出勤もしていませんし、昨夜は自宅にも
She's
帰
just
っていません。
gone?
事件に巻き込まれた可能性が極めて高いようです。
Son of a bitch. For a while, I could only gaze off into space. I never would have thought that something unfortunate happening to somebody close to me could affect me this deeply. The time I had spent with Tomariki-san was short, but we went to the same festival, spent time together, and took part in the same competition. He was one of us.
我々もあらゆる面から捜査を進めますが、村人たちはお社様のたたりの話になると、とにかく口が重くなる。
Jesus, what a fucking way to go. Like that, like out of all the murders, the only thing that compares to that is really the dismemberment one. Why the hell would he be clawing out at his own throat? That's the one part I, like, still don't get. Like, picking up a piece of lumber, trying to attack the other suspects, yeah, that makes sense. But why the hell was he clawing at his own throat? Because it's his own nails. Like, they already confirmed that. That I knew well. I would have been none the wiser if not for Tomaniki-san, the outsider, telling me.
だから俺なんですか？俺がHinamizawaの人間じゃないから。
Should have been angry that that was the reason he wanted to hear what happened for me.
このままでは、富武二郎さんはお社様のたたりで死んだことになってしまいます。
He turned away from me and gazed fall off into the distance.
綿流しの晩、神聖な儀式の時、無神経にカメラをバシャバシャやってたものだから、お社様の怒りに触れた。
富武さんにお社様のバチが当たるわけがない。
Tomaniki-san had to have been killed by humans in a cowardly group, no less. There's no way I'm going to let this end up being the fault of some curse.
私もそう思います。バチもたたりもあるわけがない。
The tense mood was cut with the man's hearty laugh.
つまり、そういうことですよ、前原さん。たたりを信じていないHinamizawaの方の協力が不可欠なのです。
Man, that must be very few and far between them.
わかりますね。
Neither Tomoniki-san nor I believe in curses. But with the way things were going, it would just end up with Tomoniki-san's death marking the 5th year, which would mean that Hinamizawa had rejected Tomoniki-san. That was something I couldn't allow. Tomoniki-san was one of us. He didn't live in Hinamizawa, but he came every single year. In a sense, he was more of a resident than I was. There's no way that Tomoniki-san could have been cursed by Oshiwa-sama.
俺に協力できることなんか何もないですよ。
I mean, yeah,
あの晩のことは何も知らないし。
いえいえ、何か気になるものを見たり聞いたりしたら教えてくださればいいんです。
If I see or hear, he was talking to the future tense.
物でも人でも噂でも何でも結構です。不確かなもので構いませんから。これ、私の電話番号です。不在でしたら出たものに伝言してくだされば結構です。
He handed me a piece of paper with his number on it, but I hesitated for a second. If I took it, then whether I wanted to or not, I'd be mired knee deep in this matter.
富武さんの無念を晴らすためにどうかご協力をお願いしたいのです。
That's right. Why was I hesitating? I needed to find the murderer who killed my friend. I snatched up the piece of paper as a satisfied grin spread across his face.
今日ここでした話はすべて内緒です。絶対に他言無用でお願いします。
わかりました。
お友達にも内緒です。特に園崎さんや古出さんには絶対に知られないようにしてください。
Sonosaki and Fruit?
園崎ってミオンのことか？
Why?
なんでだよ。事件に関係あるっていうのかよ。
For my friend's names brought up so abruptly and being told to keep it a secret from them, I became rather angry.
捜査上の都合ということなんです。
煙に巻くなよ。ミオンは俺の大切な仲間だぞ。
I snapped at him, but he didn't seem to especially be offended.
言ってもいいですが、気を悪くしないでくださいね。
Just say it, goddammit.
言えよ。
He hesitated a little. Turning his gaze to the outside of the car, he began to speak after thinking for a bit.
hinamizawaで起こった一連の事件は裏ぐるみで引き起こされている可能性があるのです。
Village conspiracy.
そんなことあるわけないじゃないか。
Give me a break. First of all, is there any proof of that?
証拠はありません。しかも過去の事件はここに解決し、いずれの犯人も村とは直接関係ありませんでしたしね。
So a direct hunch.
じゃあどう考えたらそんな考えに至るんだよ。
毎年綿流しの日に村の旧敵が死ぬ。
That is very suspicious.
それだけで十分に疑えると思いませんか？
Only the residents of Hinamizawa felt that day of the Red Kagashi was sacred. So basically, because incidents happened on that day, it was somehow related to
は
Hinamizawa?
じめはダム工事の監督、
Yeah.
そして次にダムを誘致した村人。村の旧敵は次々に開始しました。家庭はともかく結果はそうなのです。
But how was Tomoniki-san an enemy of the village is the question. Unfounded, unreasonable suspicion. But it couldn't just be shrugged off.
じゃあ次に死んだ神主やその次に死んだ主婦はどうです？
Yeah, what about them?
別に村の敵だったわけじゃない。
神主はダム騒動当時リーダーシップを期待されながらも積極的な働きがなかったため、一部の村人から失望、反感を買っていました。
Shit.
反感があったにしたって別に村に害を与えたわけじゃないだろう。その次の主婦なんかどうだよ。誘致した男の弟夫婦だったってだけの理由だろう。もっと殺される理由が薄いじゃないか。そして富武さんに至ってはどうだよ。
Yeah, that's the biggest
ダ
question.
ム工事とは関係すらないじゃないか。ただよそ者だってだけの理由だぞ。
In the beginning, it fell on those related to the dam project, but as the years went on, the enemy threshold of the victims that became much lower.
それがね、怖いんですよ。徐々に希薄になっていくのが。
Shit.
何がだよ。
つまり村の敵でなく、よそ者だというだけの理由で 犠牲になりつつあるんですよ。
So they're just becoming more and more ruthless with more and more unreasonable reasons to
じゃ
kill.
あ来年の被害者は村のよそ者から選ばれるっていうのか？
あるいは引っ越してきたばかりの人かもしれません。
Oh shit.
それってどういう？
I swallowed my words. Here in Hinamizawa, the ones who would be considered the most outside would be my family. I was proof enough of that, wasn't I? I still couldn't really remember the names of the people I passed by. Then the next victims. My family. Was he saying it was going to be me?
でもそれとミオ
Yeah,
と
what does
ど
that
う
have to
関
do
係
with
があ
me?
るんだよ。
詳しくは申し上げられませんが、園崎さん一家は
Red.
ダム騒動時の抵抗運動の旗頭だったのです。それも過激なね。
Really?
例えば園崎美音さんについても同様です。抵抗運動時、いくつかの軽犯罪と公務執行妨害で補導歴があります。
I knew Mion had fought. This was the first I'd heard of their family leading protest, though. Then, well, what did it all
ミ
mean?
オンの一家が一連の事件に関係しているとでも言うのかよ。
そうまでは言いません。もしもそうだったら、一番確率が高い。それだけのことなんです。
Son of a bitch. Not a very clear explanation. It felt like he magnificently avoided the details I really wanted to know.
誰が一体どれだけ関わっているのか全くわかりません。だからこそ村人に口外してほしくないのです。
Instead of answering, I gave a very bitter expression. It seemed that he understood it well enough.
じゃあこう考えましょう。たたりを盲信する村人の皆さんに心配させたくないから内緒。そういうことでどうです？
What do you mean, how about that? How should I know? The reasoning behind wanting me to not carelessly open my mouth about it wasn't too hard to comprehend. The perpetrator was here. It had nothing to do with a curse. He was definitely going to be caught by the police and made to pay for his crimes. None of the villagers should have anything to do with that process. It may cause those sensitive about the curse to just worry and
み
needlessly.
んなが俺に心配させないために内緒にしてくれたように、今度は俺がみんなに心配させないために内緒にする番ってことなのか？
Guess so. I was just talking to myself. Like me, everyone else had been worrying over these mysterious incidents yearly, and an incident this time probably means a lot more to them. I didn't want to burden them anymore. In the end, everything went as the man had wanted, as insipid as it was, but it couldn't be helped.
わかりました。俺だけの秘密にします。それでいいですよね。名前。
沖宮署
Oshi, that was
の
it.
大石です。なんならクラちゃんでもいいですよ。
あ、いや、大石さんでいいです。
The way he said it was unpleasant, yet retained hints of politeness. He was a spitting image of a vulgar police officer, though I've never seen one this bulky before in the cop shorts I watched.
時間を取らせすぎました。お友達を待たせていますよね。もう戻った方がいいでしょう。
The door opened with a click and then seemed the oppressive heat. It was blistering outside the car. Was it really this hot of a day? It was an almost cool heat, as opposed to the mechanical coolness inside the car. It was as if the land of Hinamizawa itself suddenly hated me. I felt a little sad as though that thought crossed my mind.
お友達を疑えと言ったわけではありませんからね。誤解しないでくださいよ。
I refrained from telling him that it was too late to say something that self-serving.
前原さんが何も見つけず聞きもしなかったとしてもそれで十分なんです。それは村が関わっていないという証拠になるのですから。
見たり聞いたりしたら連絡しますけど、俺は探偵じゃないですからね。変な期待しないでくださいよ。
しませんしません。探偵になんかならなくていいですよ。今までのように自然に生活してください。 その中で見聞きしたことを教えてくだされば結構なんです。
I hastily made my way back to the school building after giving them a quick bow.
またお会いしましょう。さようなら前原君。
I returned to the school building without looking back. Shit. I don't know how much time had passed. I did feel bad for keeping them waiting, but right now there was a lot on my mind. Tomoniki-san's death was hard enough as it was, but to think that there was the possibility of a village conspiracy? Worse still, there was also a chance that Mion was involved? Nonsense. Impossible. Not Mion, Wena, Sadako, Rika-chan. It was a group that attacked Tomoniki-san? Who could the perpetrators be? Could it be they were hiding here, somewhere in Hinamizawa? I didn't know. All I could say for certain was that I knew that Mion couldn't be the perpetrator.
みーちゃんだよ。犯人は。
Huh? Yeah, I was startled to hear Wena's voice.
凶器はロープで、犯行現場はラウンジ。あははは、外れ。
Wena crushed her head while flaring about. Looks like you're just self-destructing over here now. Wow.
ケイチさん遅かったですわね。プンプンでございますのことよ。
ごめん。ちょっと先生に職員室呼ばれてさ。
素行が悪くて怒られましたですか？
Shut up.
かわいそうです。
Was not.
こっちも白熱してたしね。もういい時間だから次で最後のゲームにしよう。
俺の今の持ち点って確か0点だろ。ビリ確定じゃないのかよ。
大丈夫だよケイチくん。レナマイナス1点。
How the hell did you get -1? The heck? Your score was worse than mine and I wasn't even playing.
罰ゲームはレナが1人でかケイちゃんと2人でかを決める最終戦。
冗談じゃねえぞ。罰ゲームはレナ1人でやってくれ。
ケイチくんと2人で勝とうって約束したのにずっと待ってたんだよ。
I got murder shit to deal with when I mean,
そりゃ俺が悪いな。
I followed my initial plan of showing Wena on the cards, but I didn't say who was the criminal and just waited for a call.
わかったよ。
Shit.
犯人は私。凶器は毒物で、犯行現場は玄関ホール。どうかな。
おおレナ回答早いじゃん。また当てずっぽうじゃないの？
レナの正解ですよ。
Oh shit, nice.
じゃあこれでケイチさんも罰ゲーム決定ですわね。
Shut up.
やったー。ケイチくん一緒に頑張ろうね。
一緒に頑張ろうな。
It's my fault, so I have no choice.
ではゲームセット。トップは私園崎美音。ビリは前原圭一と竜宮レナ。
Everyone applauded in the game ending. There was another name he mentioned. What Oshu mentioned. It was Mion's last name and someone else's name. I can't remember what. He said another name, last name, but I can't remember what it was. The problem now was the penalty.
じゃあ使いっ走りの系の買ってくるものはトップの私が決めようかね。
Oh boy.
何を買いに行かされるんだろう。太郎。
薬局は禁じ手にしような。どうしたろう。
は？薬屋なんかに用ないよ。おじさんが買ってほしいものはね、このメモに書いてあるから。
Oh, come on, man.
おー、 ぱい書いてあるよ。
What? Damn it, what is she making us buy?
豆腐2丁、シャンプーとリンス、みりんに油揚げ。
This is gonna fucking crack my bank
なんだこれ。
account.
罰ゲームってよりお買い物に見えるでございますわね。今日のミーは勝つ気満々でしたです。
What, did she just take her fucking shopping list and just bring it?
快速第7条
Use rule 7?
罰ゲームの内容に逆らわない。
Oh, yeah.
はいお金。シャンプーはうち果物物語だからね、よろしく。
これお前が頼まれたお使いだろ。
Promise myself that if I won next time, I make her go buy hemorrhoid cream. All the hemorrhoid cream in the world you could need. Boxes of it. 10 boxes of hemorrhoid cream. So much cream. Okay, here we go. New tips unlocked. Alright, first of all, go ahead and save. And let's finish off with these tips. There were more than 4 perpetrators. Okay, what's this? More than 4, eh?
自分で喉をかき破った出血性ショック死。
Okay, here's the investigative work.
爪の間に皮膚片が残っておった。間違いなく本人のものじゃわい。傷の形も一致する。
直接死因が自殺ってのは分かってますよ。
分かっとるわい。人為的にこういう症状が起こせんかと言っとるんだろ。
背中が痒くてかきすぎて血が出ちゃうのとはちょっとわけが違いますからね。
Some of Tomake-san's fingernails had been pulled out. Fingernails actually whip off surprisingly easily. Yeah, too easily in my opinion. But it really hurts. Under normal circumstances, the pain would prevent you from completely pulling them out. Also, there were a lot of bruises on Tomake-san's body. Tomake-san's. It's clear from the shape of them that he was assaulted first by someone or a group of people.
分泌物から見て、仏は極度の興奮状態にあったのは間違いないの。
では乱闘になって興奮のあまり自分の喉を引っかき出したってことですか。襲った連中さぞや度肝を抜かれたでしょうな。
It is possible that in such an abnormal environment, a person could perform acts that a sane individual couldn't possibly imagine. You know, yeah, the adrenaline and all that shit, you can do some shit that's fucking crazy. Of course, those are very rare cases.
実はな、大石。仏が武器にしたらしい角材な。砂粒とかガードレールの塗装片とか、そんなのしか出んかったぞい。
Sand and paint, huh?
星の服の繊維とか皮膚片とかは
出んかった。仏は犯人を殴っとらん。
So maybe he was throwing it about and didn't hit any of them.
あるいは殴った角材を星が持ち去ったのかもしれんの。
ならわざわざ角材なんて置いていきませんよ。全部持ってっちゃいます。
それもそうじゃの。
富武氏は結構体格もいいし肌も焼けてるしスポーツマンですよね。
Yeah, he was.
そうだな。よく運動しとるようだの。
I can't imagine what kind of sports he did when he was alive, but I think his physical strength would be on the higher side, meaning he would be difficult to overpower in a brawl. The man with such a physique sensed he was in danger and swung the plank around flanking. It's just unthinkable that it wouldn't even nick the perpetrator. And his opponent was unarmed. This guy had one plank, so you think he hit him at least once. Yeah.
こんだけ体格のいい相手を取り囲んで襲おうとしたら何人くらいいりますかね。
Couple at
アホ。
least.
それは大石の方が得意だろうが。アクタレ時代を思い出さんかい。
If I was to take down this guy. How many would I need? Oh wait, this is Otaku-san's thoughts. Okay. When a group wants to take down big prey, it's fundamental attack with numbers. I guess about 4. Even if there was a gap in their strength, they'd manage.
だとすると結構犯人は大人数だの。祭りで泥酔した4人以上のグループが怪しいとなるかの。
A group of 4 or more. Just if they had that many, then couldn't they have hidden a body in a less obvious location? Or did they somehow break away from that fatal predicament? Then there would be no reason to commit suicide. Moreover, I still can't comprehend the regular way he died. It's full of
こっ
mysteries.
ちもそこは重視しとる。徹底的に調べるつもりだが、あまり期待できんな。何しろ過去にこんな例はないんだからな。
期待はしませんよ。ですが結果を楽しみにしてます。
おいさん、課長が呼んでるっす。
すみません。ではまた来年お会いしましょう。
おお、いいお年をの。
Interesting. Search notice. Alright, what's this? Jiro Tamaki, deceased. Resided in a cheap hotel in Shishiborn City. Registered under the name Jiro Tamaki, pen name. Travels via folding bike, no license. The bicycle was found 300 meters away, abandoned at the side of a forest path. Present on the day of the festival, accompanied by the missing Mayo Takano, was seen around 9 p.m. by police, location afterwards unknown. Held residence in Hinamizawa for 1 week each season for the last 5 to 6 years. Freelance photographer specializing in wild birds. Check with magazine companies. Nothing suspicious in the film located among the articles of the deceased. While it was among the articles of the deceased, mere act of violence. From the contents of his wallet, he spent most of his time around Tokyo and Chiba, along the Sobu National Railway line. No individual matching the name Jiro Tamaki in the resident records of any of the Tokyo wards. Really? Compare teeth to dental records. Send to Metro Police. Attach a photo. Send to Metro Police. Contact magazines regarding Jiro Tamaki. Miyo Takano, missing. Nurse Irie Kronik. Became close to Tomiki through her passion for wild bird photography. Resides in Okayama District. Single. Witness accompanied Tomiki on the festival grounds, currently missing. Abducted, or maybe a suspect, an important person of interest. Had no motive to kill the deceased. Squabble from jealousy. Need to thoroughly investigate their relationship. Place of work, etc. Need to get the information from the police on scene again. I want some cleave buffs. Fortunate ones. Oshi. Okay, interesting. Okay, we got more information. So, this fucking goofy music. This does not fit the mood at all. But anyway, interesting. So, Tomiki, there's no missing person, like, that matches the name of Tomiki. Because in the Tokyo wards. So maybe that's a fake name? Maybe. It's very interesting. Very interesting. There's a lot of things. There has been a lot of things in this episode to think about. Really think about. Anyway, if you enjoy this kind of content, hit the subscribe button. If you liked it, hit the like button. Want to tell me something? Put it down in the comments below. Want to check out my Twitter or the Discord server I hang out in? Check the description below. And yeah, this has been Voidlego. I'll see you guys next time. See ya!
Have you ever wanted to play? You could meet people and kick them in the face. Well, I got news for you. It's a place called Jimmy's Bar.